You can finally use Higgsfield inside of Claude. So images, videos, full ads, all from one chat. And up until now, that meant having all these AI creative tools on separate tabs and separate logins, which was a massive waste of time. And look, I do this AI stuff all day long. So when I tell you Claude literally saves me hours and made my workflow a tremendous amount easier, I mean it. So the next few minutes, you'll discover the exact framework that took me hours to figure out, the pros, and how to avoid the cons that no one really talks about. So let me show you how quick and easy this is. We're simply just going to create a Pixar style video. It's a story of a robot. We're going to use Nana Banana 2 for that. And then we're going to use Kling 3.0 for the video. And as you can see here, we are starting to create those images. Okay, so Higgsfield immediately comes in. We don't have to say use Higgsfield MCP. It already knows when we're talking about video or image generation to use our Higgsfield MCP. Again, these models are very intuitive. They pick it up quite quickly. And you can see here, if we just go view more, Pixar style 3D animated character reference sheet. This is why we're going to start with the master image. If we continue further down, we can recreate, we can download. Now, I wish I could just press this button and download it, but it actually does bring us to a new window. And then we can just basically right click and save image as. Come back to here, we can edit it. And this is actually how we go about editing it. Also, we can just animate and then the same thing occurs. And here is just the master image of the teen. As you can see, this is our prompt here. We are using Nana Banana Pro and it's a 1x1. So this is our environment. I absolutely love that. And you can see we have our 3 master images. So now that we have our master images, we can actually create our scenes. We're just going to do 4 scenes today. All right, so we have our scenes here. And again, at any point, you can just come in and edit it and you can just prompt it with natural language. And so now we are generating the video aspect of things. And you can see here, Kling 3.0, 16:9, 5 seconds. We do have audio on. Now, when it comes to pricing, it is the exact same as if you were using this on Higgsfield. So nothing changes when it comes to pricing. You can even ask for an account balance after each generation if you are curious. And so we have our videos generating all at once, which is great. And if we didn't like any video, the cool part is we can just come and recreate and we can adjust the prompt accordingly. However, there are some things to consider. So one of the cons to the MCP is it's interpreting your prompt, which is ultimately going to change potentially the model you're using. And so I was trying to create a portrait of myself. And instead of using something like Nana Banana Pro or ChatGPT Images 2.0 that I would naturally use on Higgsfield, instead it used Higgsfield Soul 2. And I was very curious to see why instead of using Nana Banana 2, it used Higgsfield Soul. And so ultimately, with words such as portraits, fashion, UGC, editorial, character with reference, it's going to use Soul 2. For Nana Banana 2, it's top quality, it's 4K, it's text and diagrams. Any language with that, it will use Nana Banana 2. So basically, when we wanted a portrait or a shot of myself, it defaulted to Soul 2. So what you want to do, you want to be explicit about what models you are using. And that's why when we first originally started creating this Pixar style video, I was very explicit on the image model being Nana Banana 2 and the video model being Kling 3.0. Otherwise, it's going to use any model that basically fits that parameters and that may differ from the model that you natively use on Higgsfield. And another thing to consider is you have to understand what model is good for what. Okay, so as we can see here, Soulcast is purpose built for character identity, but it's optimized for one character. We need both robot and the kid in the same frame. So imagine we did this again. Soulcast wouldn't be the right model. Instead, let's just use Nana Banana Pro or 2 for that matter. And let's create an image, right, of these both here. Okay, and yes, you can just click on it and then you can go about editing it from there. And another thing to consider is if you leave the video model up to default, and maybe you suggest to have top quality throughout the video, it's going to go with the best model possible. And with that being said, you can see here we are now using Seedance 2.0, and the price discrepancy between Kling 3.0, for instance, and Seedance 2.0 is absolutely massive, which is completely fine. The problem is, again, you're spending 54 credits for a 5-second video. And even with the screw, it kind of screwed up the physics of it. And so for 54 credits in 5 seconds, I mean, like that's not really usable to some degree. So you could have used easily Kling 3.0 to get something like this instead of using Seedance 2.0. So this is super easy to set up. Just come to Higgsfield.ai. You can either press Higgsfield MCP because they are featuring that, or you can come up to MCP in the menu bar here. I've been waiting for this for a very long time. You can connect to Claude, OpenClaw, Hermes, NemoClaw. For us, it's Claude. You can go into Claude settings and set this up in the connectors. I'm going to show you that. That's how we did it. Then you're going to add the custom connector. This is the MCP. Then you're going to be met with a new tab and you just essentially authenticate. What I would do first is just copy this, come back to Claude Desktop and go to connectors. Once you're here, all you're going to do is just add custom connector. You're going to put the URL in that we copied and pasted, and then just name this Higgsfield. Now press add. Now, obviously, I already have this installed. If you press add, you're going to be met with a new tab just to authenticate Claude and Higgsfield. From here, you can give it the permissions you want or feel comfortable with. And as you can see here, pretty much everything needs approval from me. And that's how simple it is to connect Higgsfield to Claude. And just so you are aware, each and every generation made with the MCP does still populate within Higgsfield. And again, these models keep getting more intuitive. So for instance, you can basically just say, generate a cinematic portrait of a woman standing alone in an empty subway, and it's going to do that. Another use case is actually for creating ads. As we can see here, find top niches and generate 3 video variants for each. It's going to go about doing that. Another cool feature is we can actually ask for presets. So within Higgsfield, we do have this marketing studio feature here, and a lot of people do like it because it does provide you 9 curated video presets such as UGC, unboxing, product review, hypermotion, and this is great for obviously e-com brands or anyone running ads. And you can just ask for it actually within the chat in Claude, which is a massive use case as well. When it comes to availability with the models, you have access to 30 plus models, including basically all the big ones you are using currently. If you found this useful, hit the subscribe button. Other than that, my friends, stay human, and I'll see you next time.